Hey everybody, this is eTradeSupply.com, and you might remember a couple weeks ago we showed you these two parts. It's a rear housing and a front housing, which we assumed at the time may have been for the new HTC M7. However, it's now confirmed that they're not for the new HTC One, as it's known. So we're going to assume that they might be for a mid-range HTC model, such as the HTC M4. So let's take a closer look at these two parts. We'll check out all their specs, we'll take some measurements, and then after, of course, we'll make some assumptions. Now if I take the rear housing and I look at the inside of it, as you can see up at the top there's an antenna. That is the LTE antenna. In the middle you have the NFC antenna, and at the bottom you have the main antenna. Looking at the front, you can see there's a speaker down at the bottom. Just above that is the Beats Audio logo. Up at the top you've got the camera hole, and up in the top right you have the noise filter. Now before we look at any more details, let's put them both together. Both of the pieces fit together very, very tight. And once you have the LCD put on here, this is what the fully assembled phone will be like. This will be the size. Now having a look at the front of the phone, you can see that there's two speakers, one at the top and one at the bottom. Up in the top right you've got your camera hole, then on the left you've got your sensor and LED notification light. Now something strange that you'll notice is down here at the bottom right there's a microphone hole. The reason this is strange is because on the bottom there's another microphone hole. So that raises a few questions, I suppose. Now just next to it you have the micro USB hole. On the left side you've got a SIM card slot, and I assume it's going to be a micro SIM card slot, judging by the size here that you can see on the front housing. Up on the top you've got the power button and the earphone jack hole. Then on the right side you've got the volume keys, and something they don't make enough of anymore, a camera button. Everyone likes a camera button. Now if we take a look at the measurements, we'll start off with the screen. So if you look at from one corner to the other, the screen is about 5.25 inches or 133.5 centimeters. So we could assume that the LCD is going to fit in here, and it's going to fit between the borders. So HTCs always have the black border on the left and right side, as well as on the top, and on the bottom they'll have a navigation panel. So if we adjust for that and we change this to about 4.7, you can see that using a 4.7 LCD would fit perfectly into this space. So from what I can tell, this LCD and this whole screen is going to be the same size as that on the HTC One. So HTC, they might be trying to save money on manufacturing, and they might be using the exact same LCD assembly for both models. Now the width of the screen is about 2.54 inches or 64.5 centimeters. Sorry, I remeasured after making this video. And the height of the screen is approximately 4.57 inches or 116 centimeters. Okay, so now let's look at the dimensions of the whole phone. So the length of the phone, or the height of the phone, is going to be exactly the same as the HTC One. It's going to be 137.4 centimeters. And then the width of the phone is going to be a little bit wider, and it's going to be 71.2 centimeters. So this one's going to be a little bit wider than the HTC M1, because the LCD does fit into the front housing, then the front housing has to fit into the rear housing, and the rear housing has a bit of an edge on the sides. And finally, if we look at the width of the phone, it's going to be about 8.8 millimeters or 0.346 inches, and that's going to be thinner than the M7. The M7 or the HTC One is 9.3 millimeters. So in conclusion, this one's going to be a little bit wider, the same height, and a little bit thinner than the HTC One, and the LCD looks like it's going to be exactly the same size. So for more information and updates on the upcoming HTC models, and for all your replacement part needs, come visit us at eTradeSupply.com.